how to build muscle faster than everyone else. It's Theo, and I'm telling you exactly how to build muscle really fast, faster than everyone else, because there's a few things which will give you an edge to building muscle, to be honest, so you can do it quicker. And everyone wants to be jacked quicker, right? So yeah, I've been doing this now for a very long time. I've been lifting weights coming up to 2 years and did calisthenics, bodyweight exercises for around 3 years as well. So overall, I've been working out for about 5 years, researching fitness for around 5 years. I know what I'm talking about, okay? Please listen to me. I know what I am talking about. Now, the first way to build muscle faster than everyone else is to prioritize sleep. Make sure you actually sleep a good amount every single night. You will be very surprised that if you actually start doing this, you will be in the top 5% of people when it comes to getting good sleep. And getting good sleep is clearly correlated with having a nice, attractive, aesthetic physique and also just building muscle. Simple as that. By the way, before we get into all of this, I just want to say in the description are my 2 links, one to my aesthetic body course and one to my online one-to-one coaching. And yeah, those links will change your life if you let them. Anyway, the first thing, prioritize sleep, right? No one is prioritizing sleep. Everyone's up every single night, scrolling on TikTok, doing whatever they want, gooning, whatever. How about we be the ones to not do that so we can actually build muscle? When you are sleeping, when you are recovering, that is when you are building muscle, okay? When you're in the gym, when you're training, that is catabolic. You are breaking down muscle. When you are outside the gym, you're eating, resting, recovering, you are building muscle. So we need to make sure we take our outside the gym time as seriously as we take our training. So make sure you're in that bed for up to 9 hours a night. If you're younger, if you're a teenager, maybe even up to 10, 11, 12 hours in your bed, okay? Because there is such thing as sleep efficiency. Basically, if you're in your bed for 10 hours, you're probably only getting around 8 hours sleep, okay? So you need to be careful that you don't just think, I'm in my bed for 6 hours, I'm getting 6 hours sleep. No, you're probably getting a lot less. Anyway, first thing, don't not be sleeping, all right? Don't sleep on not sleeping. Sleep, all right? The second reason, or the second thing you can do to build a lot of muscle fast is to actually train hard. Now, I know this goes without saying, but you will be surprised. Again, a lot of people go to the gym and just simply do not train hard enough, do not give a big enough stimulus to cause muscle growth, okay? When you're in the gym, you need to be thinking, I need to present a stimulus to the muscle I want to hit, right? I need to present a meaningful stimulus to make it want to grow. You need it to be hard so your body goes, you know what? That workout was tough. I really challenged my muscles there. I'm going to make sure for next workout, my muscles are going to be slightly bit bigger so I can handle that weight a little bit more. That's it. That's basically what happens. So every single gym session, right? Have a clear goal. Really try to be better than the last session. Maybe that's not adding a rep or adding weight, which you should always strive to do. If you can't do that, maybe try slow the eccentric a bit down. Slow your reps down. And then you can increase reps, increase weight, increase sets, whatever, just so you can progressively overload, okay? That's something a lot of people don't do, right? They'll stay on the same weight for a year and then be wondering, why are my biceps the same size? I've been, really working them out for last year. And then you ask them, okay, so what is like your strength gone from? Just to see if your muscle's getting bigger, because muscle and strength, they're quite clearly correlated. And they'll say, oh yeah, so I've been on the same dumbbells for like a year now. Well, yeah, obviously you're not going to be building much muscle, right? You're not continuing challenging that muscle and not presenting a meaningful stimulus to grow. That weight was enough, that gave enough stimulus at first to be building muscle, but now you've become too strong. You need to up the weight, right? You need to continue to go hard. You need to train till failure, right? Or very close till failure. That is what the science shows. Train hard to actually build muscle. Most people are not training hard enough. So if you're wondering, oh, am I training hard or am I not? You're probably not training hard enough. You can train harder. No one overtrains, to be honest. Like, no one does. Anyway, that's 2. So sleep, you need to sleep better. 2, train hard. Pretty easy so far. The third thing I say is getting enough protein, all right? Now, again, very simple, very easy, but a lot of people don't even think about this. Remember, protein is the literal building block to muscle growth, okay? The way you build muscle is with water, energy, protein, and a stimulus to build that muscle. So going to the gym, you're providing that stimulus, you're drinking water throughout the day, you have energy from sleeping, etc. And then you also need protein. That is how muscle is built. So get high protein. Now, you don't need to go overboard. You don't need to get 2 grams per pound of body weight, but get 0.7 to 1 grams. You know it. You've heard it so many times. Just get that. Simple as that. Every single day, just hit that goal. You'll be completely golden when it comes to protein. And remember, protein isn't just good for building muscle. It's actually really good because it keeps you feeling full. So protein is the most satiating macronutrient. Basically, it just makes you less likely to overeat, meaning you're going to be less fat. And then also, it also has the thermic effect of food. So protein, when you eat it, your body burns quite a lot of calories to convert it to body fat, etc. Or just to digest it, it takes quite a lot of calories. So yeah, basically eating more protein means you burn more calories when you eat. Weird, I know, but yeah. So that's the third thing I say, get enough protein in every single day, because without protein, you're not going to be building muscle. The training is like the construction workers. They have the hammers. They're ready to bash the nails in. But then when they go to bash the nails in, there's no nails because there's no protein, right? Think of it like that. The protein is the building blocks. The training are the construction workers. Remember that. That is a good way to go about your training and your overall fitness. Train hard, eat protein, you'll be good. That is genuinely how to build muscle. Simple as that. Now, what else is there to build muscle faster? Well, I would say some supplements, okay? So in general, I only think there's a few supplements you should actually take. I think caffeine, obviously one, creatine, beta-alanine, etc. These few little supplements are pretty good. Now, you do not need supplements to build muscle, okay? You don't need any, right? You could get protein from natural sources. Creatine's in meat, so you don't really need creatine. Anyway, if you do take these supplements though, I would say you would build more muscle. Let me explain why. If you're drinking caffeine before your session, you're more likely to be energetic, you're more likely to train hard, right? If you're exhausted every single time you go into the gym, you're not going to train as hard. Simple as that. So caffeine, really good stimulant to building muscle. Also, caffeine's really good for staying lean as well, because it keeps you feeling full, because caffeine basically suppresses your appetite. So caffeine can be really good for getting lean as well, because it makes you not want to eat, basically. And it's also just really good for giving you energy. Okay, so yeah, think of caffeine as you're basically just getting energy, quick energy that you can use, right? It's taking energy from the kind of the evening, right? So when you don't need energy as much from like the evening time, that's when you're taking that energy and using it for now, for your training session in the middle of the day, whatever. So yeah. Then creatine, obviously the most researched supplement, everyone knows about it. I actually personally don't take it. So, I'm kind of going against my own advice here, but I will definitely do so in the future. I just don't want to yet. I'm building quite a lot of muscle now. And yeah, I will maximize kind of that once I get to a point where I need to. But if you're quite new to lifting, you're in your first year, you don't really need to worry about any supplements like that. You're going to be building loads of muscle just simply because you're going to the gym. Your body's adapting really quick. And yeah, you're going to be building loads of muscle. First year in the gym, you can expect to build maybe 5-10 pounds, right? So yeah, you don't need any crazy supplements first year, but I would say they are very good for building muscle quickly. Creatine, it just makes you work harder in the gym as well. It gets you more reps, you're training harder, you build more muscle. Simple as that. It's not any crazy thing, right? It's not any steroid. It's found in natural things like meat. So yeah. Now, what else can you do to build muscle faster? I would say, so far, we've had sleep well, right? Actually sleep properly. High protein, make sure you actually get an adequate amount of protein because they're the building blocks of muscle growth. We've also had supplements can be good to maximize muscle growth and do it a bit quicker. And then the last one, I've forgotten actually, training hard. Now, another one I'd say is eating a good, cleaner diet, all right? So the diet I've always advocated and I will always advocate is the 80-20 diet. So the 80-20 diet is the diet where 80% of the time you're eating the real whole foods and 20% of the time you're eating the processed foods, okay? You're eating the maybe not so great foods, the foods that, they're not amazing for your body, but they are still enjoyable, nice treats here and there. Now, the reason an 80-20 diet is good is because it feels less restrictive, but it's also good for building muscle because you're getting the right nutrients and macronutrients for your body. When you're eating the real whole foods, you are eating all of the food groups, and all the food groups means you get a wide range of micronutrients as well as macronutrients, and that means you're going to be getting better lifts in the gym because your energy is better, you're going to be feeling better, etc. Also, just simply healthier healthier for you. Remember, we want to build muscle, we want to build a nice, attractive, aesthetic physique because it's very, very important. It makes you very much more confident, very much more happy, but also we want to be healthy at the same time, right? We can do both of those things by eating a good diet. So eat 80% of the time the real whole foods, the meat, the eggs, the fruit, the vegetables, the grains, and then 20% of the time eat, some of the bad foods that aren't amazing for you. Go have a pizza here and there with your family, go out, whatever, that's fine, but just do it not much, okay? Now, another thing you need to stop doing if you want to build muscle quickly is drinking loads of alcohol. Stop getting absolutely shit-faced every single weekend because it's disrupting your sleep. It's not going to be good for making gains, okay? So you're drinking loads of alcohol, you're going to be in an excess, probably calorie surplus because you're drinking too many calories, right? And then you're going to be putting on body fat. But then you're also waking up the next day with horrible sleep. You haven't built much muscle in that night of sleep because, you haven't slept much. And then the next day, you're never going to have a good session because you just don't have the energy, you're hungover, etc. It's just not adequate, right? It's not good. You're not going to be at your optimal levels when you are drinking loads of alcohol. Now, listen, you can drink here and there. Obviously, you can do it in moderation, still build loads and loads of muscle. But the truth is, alcohol just simply isn't that good when it comes to trying to build an attractive aesthetic physique. It puts excess body fat on you and it stops you from building as much muscle because you're going to be getting worse sleep and you need to recover. You need to actually build muscle when you're sleeping. So yeah, alcohol, just not good. Remember, when you sleep, you are literally building testosterone. You're producing testosterone. That is when you produce testosterone. It's when you're sleeping, right? It's obviously in men. So yeah, testosterone clearly linked to better weightlifting, muscle mass, etc. So you want testosterone, right? You want that energy, you want to have that competition so you can continue building muscle and looking really good. But drinking alcohol, it's not going to be doing that for you. Sorry, that's just the truth, all right? Anything else I can think of before I finish up here? I've said quite a few things. I would also say one more, cardio. Now you may be thinking, what do you mean cardio? Cardio isn't going to build more muscle, right? But I think doing cardio can actually be good when it comes to building a good overall attractive aesthetic physique and also in just building muscle. Now, for a lot of people, because they're so like a sack of potatoes and do nothing for themselves, when they just do cardio, they actually build a bit of muscle. Because, you think about when you go for a run or something, you're still using your legs, right? Obviously, you're not going to be building as much muscle as you did like leg extensions, etc. But if you're literally untrained, you're going for runs, you're actually going to be building a little bit of muscle in your legs, etc. So that's the first thing. But also, I would say cardio is just good for preserving muscle mass. As we know, doing cardio helps with preserve muscle mass, which is great. And also, it makes you better at burning fat, makes you more efficient at burning fat, basically. And I think burning fat is actually very important when it comes to building an attractive aesthetic physique because you're actually showing the muscles that you've now been building with all the other tips. So this is a little bit different one. Just do your cardio. I always want to advocate this because for a long time, I didn't do my cardio because I just didn't care about my health. I just cared about my physique. But then I realized, oh wait, it actually helps my physique because it's going to keep me lean. And also it means I can eat more calories, so I'm less likely to overeat and less likely to just be a fat ass. That's it, really. So yeah, do your cardio. That's going to be really good for your own heart health because remember, your heart is the most important muscle, all right? Out of all of these are really cool. The biceps, etc. looks really cool, but your heart is the most important muscle. Everyone knows that. If you do not have it, you do not live on this planet. Simple as that. So yeah, you want to be hitting your heart with cardio. And also, cardio just good for staying lean, etc. So do it. Helps preserve muscle mass as well. Amazing, right? So all of those things, I would say, is the best way to maximize muscle growth and build muscle really fast. Do all of those things and you will be building a lot of muscle fast. If you can just do a few of those things, you'll be building muscle a lot faster. If you can just change one or two of the things you're doing now and do the things I've been saying in this, you'll be building muscle a lot more faster than you are now, okay? Now listen, it's difficult to just completely say, oh, I'm building muscle mass the fastest I ever have been. But you can do a few things to just speed it up a little bit and mean you look better earlier. Simple as that, all right? Basically, build an attractive aesthetic physique. It will change your life and just do it faster because it's great. Anyway, in the description are my 2 links that I spoke about before. First link goes to my aesthetic body course where I give all of my advice all of my knowledge on how to build an aesthetic physique and get in the best shape of your life. That course will change your life if you listen to my advice and actually take action. And then the other link goes to my online one-to-one coaching. I will give you all the advice, all the knowledge that I have, answer any question you have about fitness and getting into the best shape of your life. And yeah, I will really help you out and give you specific advice tailored to you to get you your dream physique. Remember, those links will change your life if you let them, and nothing changes if nothing changes. You are not taking action right now. Take some action and get in the best shape of your life, because it is the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I could genuinely sit here for another hour and tell you all of the benefits of building a nice aesthetic physique, but I won't bore you with that. You can just go and find out yourself. Go and build it. You will see it for yourself. And yeah, that's it. That's all I can say. Yeah, that's it. Safe. Have a great day, mate.